Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Well, but like I was telling Janet, is that I see this as a real opportunity because we wouldn't be able to have this kind of, because if we were at the Billy DeFrank Center, we wouldn't be able to do a Zoom for the whole congregation. So this gives us the opportunity to have a talk with Ayleen about her trip and what she's been up to. I mean, it's just like fell in our laps, sort of,
Not in the best of ways, but but I miss
Well.
you guys all so much, and it's so good to be at least a part of a group Zoom instead of sitting on the sidelines and listening to you all going, I can't say anything.
Yeah. So is there nobody at the church, at the center?
What'd you say?
Is there nobody at the Billy DeFrank?
Better not be. They ask us not to attend, not to show up.
Yeah, well, that's probably a good choice.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I mean, they have a record of being the only, as I understand it, is that being the only gay and lesbian center that has not had any COVID outbreaks at all in the whole United States. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
and I certainly don't want to break their track.
Let them keep the record.
Yeah,
so
Keep the
as far
record.
as I'm concerned, we can do this for a couple of weeks just fine, so they can keep their standing in the community and everything.
So you all can get better.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Well-
just to let everyone know that as we welcome you here, that both Dottie and Corky have COVID. I have COVID as well. And so this is an
April has
incredible
COVID.
opportunity.
April has it
COVID.
as well. I heard Corey did as well. Is Corey
And
okay?
Corey's. Where each of us are getting better, and it's how COVID works. You get better.
Oh, Jeannie said that she has it as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeannie Lyons.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh.
So let us just send energy to all of those
Woo,
that are
indeed.
living with
Indeed.
COVID, surround Dottie and Corky and all of the people we know with loving clouds of blue, pink, and green energy, and just let the loving Mother Earth, take care of, and that our bodies can be in harmony with that. Our bodies can hold that energy and accept those wonderful gifts and give us an opportunity to heal together and come together as community. And just let us send that energy to everyone.
And so it is. Let that be true.
Yeah.
Whew. Boy, it's
A little
so nice to see everybody.
slippery. I can be gopher. I'm still healthy and can drive stuff to people's homes if they need a little something.
Well, that means the world, Lauren. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
That's incredible.
You want me to put your phone number up here?
I go for it.
No, you do it. I'd have to find the number, but
Yeah.
in likelihood you have it.
I do know my own phone number. I've had it since high school.
Well, I tell you what, a couple times this week I haven't known anything like that. It's like, don't ask me any questions. I do not know anything. Okay, thank you so much, Lauren. And so there's your phone number if anybody needs anything. So, Janet, I'm just going to turn it over to you and
Absolutely.
Dr. Ayleen. You guys are the stars today.
Well, we are not the stars. We are all the stars together. And I just want to welcome each and every one of you and welcome a couple of our new folks that have maybe not been with us, but for this very first time. And so, Andy, I welcome you. And just so wonderful to have you here. And just welcome everyone here that has taken time out of their Sunday to be here.
And
this
Kim
is the
from
second-
Germany. Yeah.
And Kim from Germany.
Yay.
And
It's
And-
a perfect time. 8:00 in the evening.
there you go.
Great.
And to let you know that you are at the Center for Creative Living, which is a church sponsor of a church community as a part of the UCM, Universal Church of the Master, which is our parent church community. And we welcome you to this Sunday service. It's different each time we come together. But the theme that we bring to this, and Reverend Dottie and Reverend Corky are the wonderful reverends that facilitate Center for Creative Living. And what we train, and want to do is to bring us together in community so that we can support each other, celebrate each other's victories, and comfort each other in our hardships. And to bring that connection to our Mother Earth, bring that connection to our spiritual traditions, whatever those are, to lovingly accept them and to be together in harmony with them. And so we welcome you, welcome you, welcome you. Now I'm looking and I thought I saw Joan Stutz.
Yeah, she
And
is.
I'm wondering, Joan, would you like to do our opening prayer?
Sure. So let's just take a deep breath and let it out. And as you let it out, let all your worries and fretting and upsets go bye-bye. Wave at them, they're all going bye-bye. And now you're getting into a new space, this comfort space, this wonderful space where we know that Spirit supports our good thoughts, supports our most welcome longings, and we know that Spirit is within each one of us, just waiting to bring into fruition those deep longings and those happy thoughts. So as we join together today, our happy thoughts are already on the way. Our happy visions are already forming. And so it is for a perfect day today. Amen.
Amen.
And so it is.
It is. Thank you.
Yes. That was beautiful. Beautiful. So I know our wonderful Dr. Ayleen is going to share travels on the road and with an incredible journey. And so I'm going to ask Dr. Ayleen, would you like me to do the meditation first, or what would you like to do? What is your pleasure?
Well, your meditations are always so relaxing and delightful. If you have one, then that would be lovely. And I see the Rockies, the image of, is it the Rockies or Shasta behind you?
This is my wonderful Mount Shasta.
Yeah. So
it is such a sacred place for me.
Yeah.
In a place of great healing. Okay,
and
let
so
me
I'd
get
like to remind folks that during the meditations and things, please mute your phones so that way we don't end up getting any background sounds.
All righty. Does that sound all right?
Yes, perfect.
Beautiful. Thank you. And so I just invite you to gently take a nice deep breath and just close your eyes and allow yourself to go to a sacred piece of land that you have a special affinity for. And just allow yourself with every breath that you take to just let go of all the cares and worries, any burdens you have. Just put them in your burden basket. For this moment in time, we do not have to carry them. And just allow yourself to totally relax in this very present moment. This moment is all we have right now. And it is filling your body up with the wonderful oxygen of the earth, the wonderful groundedness of being right here, right now. And as you are in this wonderful place, just allow your body and your heart and your mind and your spirit to soak in the beauty of this precious moment. And as you are in this wonderful place, this special place of earth that speaks most powerfully to you right now, just allow yourself to feel the gifts and the wisdom of this particular place on earth. You might be in a meadow. You might be in a high desert. You might be on a mountaintop. You might be near a rushing river. You might be near and experiencing the beauty of the immense ocean. You might be in the clouds as they roll over the landscape of our world. Wherever you are, allow yourself to totally receive the gifts of this sacred place. And know that you are not separate. You are not alone. You are a part of the weaving of this beautiful world. And that your particular energy is exactly what is needed. I am one with the world around me, and I know that my unflowing destiny unfolding into our lives. We realize we are here, bringing home the memory of all of our ancestors that guide us on our path. We hold timeless energy, bringing us home to our life's reality. We are a river, we are the stars, we are the deep earth rooted. We are the flight of 1,000 birds, and we are the whisper of the dawn. We are the moment we open our heart. We are the dream that we can start, and we hold the truth that we are a part of the tapestry. Weaving, weaving, we are building all our ways of being. Hold us now, and we are free to be. Holding, dreaming, weaving, being, we are calling, calling, calling to our source. We are one. Healing, 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 we are dreaming, dreaming, dreaming. We are one. We are together forever, always, always here now.
That was awesome. Absolutely. But, you know, you never deliver anything less. Our dear First Lady of the Church. So, you know, as the song said, what a long, strange trip it's been. And it is, you know, it really is something to be able to share that and share that with, you know, with you, my community. And as I'm trying to, okay, let's do, all right. So anyway,
Excuse me for a minute, Ayleen.
yeah.
We have some new people that have never been here before, and so I was just going to ask you probably a little bit of history or a little background might get them caught up.
To catch folks up.
Quickly, yeah, you know.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I'm going to mute myself again.
No worries, no worries. Now, am I going to the main screen when I speak? Because when I can't hear you.
Yeah, that's the way I see you when you speak. You're
Oh,
screen,
okay.
at least
So I just want to make sure because I'm not showing myself on the main screen, but that's okay.
Can you, Corky, can you pin
Anyway,
her?
and for
Can you
those
pin
of you
Dr.
who are
Ayleen?
new, I'm sorry?
I put her as the speaker. You know, she's taking up the whole.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I because I just see me like in the little corner, so it's like, okay. But
Yeah, well,
anyway.
I just remembered how to do it. I mean, unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that during the meditation and the prayer, but I've got the speaker on. Yay! They got that.
Yay. So,
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries, no worries. So for those of you who are new, first off, welcome. And I'm Reverend Dr. Ayleen Augustine. I have been a part of the Center for Creative Living since 2009. And I've been a chiropractor. I just recently retired after 20 years as a chiropractor. I am a medicine woman. I am a druid. So I wear a lot of hats. And it is such an honor to be able to share what it is that, is a part of my passion. And recently, a part of my passion has been to be able to experience the idea of going into a dream and embracing it and paying the price that's needed to be paid for it. Because often when we think of our dreams, we think about the outcome. We think about what it is that we, that crossing the finish line moment when we know we've achieved it. And yet there is a whole journey that takes us to that point. And quite honestly, in my humble opinion, the biggest value we get is not by reaching the goal. It's by everything we gain, everything we sacrificed, everything we learned, and all the ways we grew in order to reach that. And sometimes that can be a very hard thing. Sometimes it seems that, the thing that we wish upon a star for stays as distant from us as the stars. And it can be discouraging when things don't work out as perfectly as we'd like to. And that is where what we carry within us that allows us to endure, that allows us to overcome. And a part of that is our spiritual foundation, our faith. And it doesn't matter how that manifests for you. And my mother had a saying, if you love it, I love it for you. So it is about whatever it is inside of you that doesn't give up, whatever it is inside of you that says, the price I will pay will be worth it. And, for anybody who has ever brought a child into the world, there's a part of that journey that is, shall we say, tremendously uncomfortable. And yet we stay focused on, but the outcome is going to be this beautiful new life placed in my arms. And for that, I will endure whatever I have to endure. And making our dreams come in, that is a big part of that, because it asks a lot of us. And sometimes, faith will ask a lot of us. Sometimes the universe will ask a lot of us to make sure that we are truly committed to what it is we want to do. So for background, a year ago, I was asked to audition for an off-Broadway play that was a part of a competition. And I mean, it was the idea of, being somebody who at best did community theater. And I was being asked to perform professionally on the other end of the country. My first thought was, well, this isn't happening. But then I realized how much I wanted it and how important it was to me, because it was always my childhood dream to be an actress. So I did what I needed to do, and I received, and a part of that is opening yourself up. I came to my community and said, I need help to make this happen. And I received that help in abundance. And so I made it to New York last year, and I worked and I did my best, and I, left it all on the field, as you might say. But I felt very good about what I did. And I was really encouraged that, you really need to be doing this. This is something this is a gift for you. And as it turned out, the play won. And it was, there was this whole journey in finding that out. And the playwright and the director both said, look, we want you to play it, because the winning play would be produced for a particular run. And that was very exciting, which would mean me going back. And it would also mean that I would need to be here for anywhere from 12 6 to 12 weeks to 6 to 12 months. That was a possibility. And they needed to know I was committed to that. And I thought about it, I prayed on it, I meditated on it, and it felt right. So I began my personal journey of getting the funds together, releasing things and letting go of things. You know, there's a lot to clear out in your life when all of a sudden you're going to go across country. And I had a plan for how I was going to do it. Well, that plan didn't end up coming in, but I needed to do this anyway. And when the director and the playwright were informed by the organization that was going to produce it that they couldn't have someone who didn't have a name in, you know, in the theater community to play the lead, and I was playing the lead role, and they told me that I couldn't. And the director informed me of this, and, you know, he called me over and he sat down, and I mean, he looked like he was about to cry. And he said, but not one of them said it wasn't because you were good enough. You weren't good enough. They all said you were amazing in the role, but we, for the sake of selling tickets. So I said, okay. And I grieved. I allowed myself to grieve, because a big part of taking a big journey, whatever that journey is in your life, there's going to be points when it doesn't work out exactly the way you wanted. There's going to be setbacks. And I think it's important to acknowledge that it's okay to grieve the setbacks, even if it seems a small one, or maybe it seems a big one. But when things don't go the way we hope, there is grief involved in that. Grief isn't where we get stuck. It's the path out if we let it. And I could have allowed myself to remain stuck in the grief and go, well, this is, you know, that door is slammed shut. So I spent an evening allowing myself to cry. And I cried and wailed about how it was unfair and they were wrong. And so after that, I got up and I washed my face, took a breath, and I looked in the mirror and I looked into my red and swollen eyes. And I said, okay, you are going to go and you are going to become the brightest thing to hit Broadway since the light bulb. And I told myself that this was not an ending. It was a detour. I would have to do it different. They may have taken away the means to the dream I had, but they didn't take the dream from me. That we have to give up. And there are times when we're going to want to. There are times when it feels overwhelming, but it's not. No barrier, no challenge is stronger than you. And keep in mind that each and every person who is in this world now has overcome 100% of everything they've ever faced. It may not have been pretty and it may not have been the solution you wanted, but you overcame it. And if you can overcome 100% of everything you have ever faced, there's nothing ahead of you that is stronger than you or more powerful than you. It just feels like it, but it's not true. So I set into motion, and again, I go to my community. And even if it is a good thought, an encouraging thought, that mattered. It makes a difference. And when we can be able to build on that, use those good thoughts, that encouragement, you know, just for a person to say, you know, you can do this. You know, I may not be able to offer anything more than encouragement, but those are the bricks that become the foundation. And we all know that if any edifice is going to stand, if any building is going to stand, however large or however small, it's got to have a strong foundation. Part of my foundation was the love and encouragement I received from my community and my friends and my family. Part of that foundation is my remembering that I'm a creative person. And this is something we all need to remind ourselves of. We are creative. We are tenacious. We are adaptable. We're smart. We're strong. And it's all these things. Each one becomes a brick in that foundation. And yes, sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that. And being able to say, I'm going to do this anyway. You know, I'm a Star Trek fan. And I believe it was Star Trek 4, The Search for Spock. And Kirk went to, the Federation and requested permission to go to this place where nobody was supposed to go. And he comes out and everybody else is standing there. And he says, the answer is no. I am therefore going anyway. And I think we all have those moments when the answer is no, but we decide to go there anyway. And I have a friend out here who has been a huge help and, is helping me, get some of the things in place, because it's like, okay, I'm not going to be performing that role. So that means, and it's like, okay, I had to let that go. Because, and also I can understand from a financial viewpoint, yes, their decision made absolute sense. I didn't like it, but it made sense. And they're always going to be, I'm going to get told no. I'm going to get told, nope, this part isn't going to be yours. And I need to be able to be okay with that, because that is a part of everything that I'm bringing into my life. I'm bringing in the opportunities. I'm bringing in the accolades. I'm bringing in the abundance. I'm bringing in the thrill of doing what I love. I am also bringing in the challenges that I'm going to face. I'm bringing in the disappointment that I will face. I am bringing in the rejection that I will face. It's all a part of the same package. And I'm okay with that. I accept that and it always comes down to what we believe that we have to gain versus the challenges that we will have to face. And this is a decision that everybody has to make for themselves. So, part of my plan was to get an RV, which would mean that I would have a place to live once I got here. And it was my plan and I planned it. Well, it turned out I couldn't find the right one. Thought I found the right one, but it turned out it wasn't the right one. And I'm very happy that I had, my son and a dear friend who were able to tell me, we know you want this, but it's not right for you. It will not serve you. It needs a lot of work. So I decided that I would let go of that. And I did grieve that a little bit, because it was my plan and I planned it. And, and I told everybody about it. And sometimes when we do, one of the times that, I really realize that I need to take a look at where I'm at is when something goes wrong and I'm more bothered because of what I believe other people will think about me. Because I'm more bothered by, well, I told everybody I was going to do it this way and now I can't. But I'm still doing the thing. So, we cannot get so wrapped up in what we believe that other people will think if that the journey to the thing we want ends up taking longer, which in my situation, it did. I was planning on leaving last April, and things ended up manifesting in a different way. And it's very easy to start thinking, I don't have that support. My faith is misplaced. I don't have that, that opportunity because somehow, some big consciousness has decided to pay attention to something else. No, there is never a single moment of our lives when we're not noticed. And every single day, I thank Creator for the fact that my vision of Creator is there for me every single second of my life. Every breath I take, I'm noticed, even though that being has an infinite number of things to deal with in each and every second. I matter. and I know I matter. It doesn't mean I always get what I want, but it means that when I'm not getting what I want, I'm not alone. And if I'm not getting what I want, I will trust there's a reason for it, even if I can't understand that. So, I decided, okay, I'm going to use the money for that. I'm going to get my Subaru fixed up and packed it up, went through all of my belongings. I got all of my belongings down to one of the smallest size of like a U-Haul packing box that, they leave at your house and then you go pick up. And I realized that everything I owned in this world fit in there with room to spare. I had released everything else. I kept only the most vital things. And, that's a thing. That is a thing, because it is a part of the journey. The part of, when we move forward, there's always those things we're going to have to release. It's sort of like we've got to pull up an anchor for our ship to be able to leave the harbor. And sometimes that anger or that anchor is, the attachment of, well, but I want to take all my things. And living on a mountain and having to evacuate a few times, and the only things I could take were what I could fit into my car. You start realizing, and think to yourself, if you had 1 hour to leave your home and you only had your vehicle, or a vehicle to put all your stuff in, what would matter the most to you? What would be the important things? And I considered what it was that I wanted to bring across country with me. What was it that I wanted to make a part of my life here, my new life? So, that is an important part, and that can be another challenge. And it's amazing that when I finished packing that box, and it wasn't even full, and, the things that I knew I would need right away, I kept in my car. And it was a scary moment, but it was also a liberating moment. And sometimes as we're moving towards something that we want, and we realize those things, my experience and the gift that I was to receive from this object being in my life, that's complete. Our spiritual contract is complete. As a Druid, I believe that there is spirit in all things. So the idea, maybe it was a particular painting, maybe it was, some dishes. I had more mugs than any sensible person would have. So I had to get rid of my mugs. But it's like, well, each mug had a special story I had attached to it. But then I had to reach the point where it's like, I still have the memory of that. I'm not going to lose that. If all else fails, I can take a picture of the mug. But I had to let things go. And the closer I got to my moving date, the more it's like, okay, getting rid of that, getting rid of that, getting rid of that. But it is that clearing part that allows us to move forward more freely. So I get into my car, and as I drive out of the Bay Area, heading north, and I realize it's going to be a while before I come back again. And when I come back, it will be as a visitor. And I considered all of the roots, all of the connection, because it wasn't just saying goodbye to a place. It was saying goodbye to an entire life. And a part of that life was my patients. I have people who I have treated my entire career. I've been treating for over 20 years. And from my time in the intern clinic to treating that last person for the last time. And people ask me, it's like, well, why don't you just, there was, because I want my acting to come first. And if I'm a doctor, my patients will always come first. And I had to accept that. And I had to go through, again, another grief, because I was grieving, feeling like I was letting people down. and, you know, and my patients have been amazing. And those of you who have been my patients, you know, I so appreciate the fact that you were willing to let me go. It's like in the song, you know, Leader of the Band, you know, I thank you for the freedom when it came my time to go. And that was a very, very important moment for me. And again, I grieved that because, you know, it was that idea, you know, and I gave people, you know, other options. But the thing is that I knew that they would miss me. I've been to, you know, I've treated multiple generations in families. I've been to weddings. I've officiated at funerals. I was invited to baby showers. So it wasn't just that. And that, you know, for those who have made big moves, you know, I'm looking at you, Germany. So for those who have made big moves, there is that gentle, but it has to be a clear closing of the relationship as it was. And saying goodbye is so hard. Because, you know, the idea that is a part of what kept me safe. And it, you know, oh, I'm getting a thing that says my internet connection was a little bit hinky. So if I get a little laggy, you know, let me know. But the idea that I knew I had to say that goodbye. And the last day that I walked out of a CCL service, it was my last one. And it was so hard to walk out that door because I knew that meant it was final. That meant it was real. That meant goodbye. It's sort of like when you go to a funeral and you know, if it's somebody who really means something to you, and you go and you don't want to leave. So that becomes a rite of passage almost. It becomes a way to change and to release. Because the thing is, I can't let my past hold me. And I needed to be able to open everything up for what was coming into my life. It didn't mean that I would ever forget anyone. It didn't mean that I would not care for them. It just meant that I understood that that part of our contract was complete. And to allow myself to let that aspect of the spiritual contract that I had as their doctor close gently and in a very sacred way. And as I did that, I felt this opening up. I felt the full pull of where I was going. And, you know, and sometimes we do have to do that, whether it's, you know, a kid going to college for the first time, or a young person getting their first apartment, or, you know, going away to, you know, accept a job somewhere else, or if your job moves, you know, there's always that goodbye. And, you know, and it's, you know, till we meet again, and that, you know, that we will, you know, that we are always connected. And it's trusting in that, while at the same time not saying I can't do this because other people need me. You know, it's like on the airplane, you got to put your air mask on first. It's about what we're meant here to do. And while that was a part of what I was meant to do, it taught me many things. It gave me many insights and skills. It wasn't all I was meant to do. And we've got to remember that where we are now is not necessarily all you're meant to do and all you're meant to be. And when you feel that call inside of you, you know, there's a reason that that call is coming from somewhere. And if I had passed up on this, I would not have been at peace. I could not have been at peace. And everybody was telling me that they couldn't understand how anybody, a little elderly lady driving across country by herself. It was wonderful. It was a time, as I'm tooling along, and my navigator is going, it's like, welcome to Nebraska, or welcome to Ohio, welcome to Nevada. And finally, when it said, welcome to New York, and it hit home for me. This is my new home. This is my new life. And I'm going to make of it whatever I can. And nothing's guaranteed. But I am going to give it my best shot. And, there are, when stepping up into a spiritual life, there are many things that you may have to change in your life in order to walk in integrity with who you are. Maybe you have to embrace more patience, or maybe you have to let go of preconceived notions, to expand. None of us, ultimately, an egg has to crack open for the amazing thing to come out. The chrysalis, the cocoon, has to break apart for us to be able to step out and spread our wings. And the eagle, a mother eagle, will actually start tearing apart the nest to force the young eaglet to fly. So it is scary being here. I'm in an Airbnb, and next week I start my life here. Getting here was the finish line. And just keep in mind that every finish line is the starting line for the next race. And as I cross that, moving forward into it, definitely bringing my faith with me, that if I've gotten here, there's a reason for it. It wasn't the way I planned. It wasn't the way I hoped. It wasn't the way I thought it would be. But then how many times does everything play out exactly? But even though the journey may end up being different than the one you thought, when you cross that finish line, you cross that goal line, it's the starting line for the next part. And everything that brought me to this point, I know happened. Every challenge, every disappointment, every point of grieving, it all gave me the tools that I would need for the next part of the race. And being able to accept it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be a lot of challenges. I get that. And I'm still going to be the brightest thing to hit Broadway since the light bulb. And you all get invited to the Tony Awards when I win. And it is about trusting that whatever got you as far as you've come, it's not going to leave you. It's not going to abandon you. It's not going to say, well, okay, you got that far, you're on your own. We're never on our own. We always have our vision of creator. We always have our community. And whether they're having to be at home on Zoom or whatever, this is a community of people who are there, who will support you, who will pray for you, who will do whatever they can. Because we all have those points. Sometimes we're the person who's reaching back to help pull somebody forward. And the rest of the time, we're the ones reaching our hand out to have somebody pull us forward. And that's the best part of this, that we find a way. We couldn't, that it was not possible to gather together, but we find a way. I didn't have that part, that part was taken from me. But I found a way. And part of my finding the way was having people in my life who said, don't give up. Who said, it's okay. It doesn't matter how you get there, because you're going to. And when you do, you get to choose. So it's about choosing to bend, but not break. Your dreams may bend, but they don't break easily. You don't lose them unless you set them aside. And it doesn't mean that a dream can't change, because often they do. You may, have your brain focused on one thing, and then you get like halfway there and this other thing presents itself. It's like, oh my God, that is so cool. We can't be afraid to switch horses midstream. And it doesn't mean that you can't add a dream. I'm slowly adding dreams to my big dream. But there are things out here, it's like, wow, there are things I want to do, things I want to build on. And in some ways, your dream is like a blank canvas, because you get to paint whatever you want on it. It's yours. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Remember, the finish line is just the starting line for the next race. And what you gain most is not crossing that line. It's everything that got you to that point, because that is the gift. You're strong. You're adaptable. You're tenacious. You're smart. You're creative. You're powerful. You don't give up, because no one can ever take a dream from you. You have to give it up. But the thing is, even if you give it up, you can take it back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Ayleen, our actor in New York. And NYC has not seen that bright light like they are going to see now. And, I just want to offer, for each and every one of you, it's like taking in Dr. Ayleen's message, taking it into applying it to your own life. I can already think of a couple of ways I'm going to directly apply it to my own life. And one of those is not to give up. And in this way, not to give up what we think is the appearance of how our dream should look, because it may turn out looking entirely different. And that may be even more deep and more beautiful and more powerful. So thank you, Dr. Ayleen, for having the courage.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank
you so much. Wow. Yay.
Yay.
Okay. So, excuse me, Janet. So how do I I have everybody back on here and the gallery back in here? I don't know. I gotta
go up to view. You got to go up to view. Okay, we're at view on the right-hand upper side of your screen.
I had it covered. Okay, thank you. Jeez. Hi, everybody. Hi. That was great. Dr. Ayleen and Janet, you do such a great job. All of you. I love you all. That's all I can say.
And Patty and Joyce and
yes.
Everyone, great service. Thank you, Janet, for the meditation. Beautiful song. Thank you, Dr. Ayleen, for the amazing, powerful, and incredible sharing. You're very welcome. You are both an inspiration to us all. Oh, and Sky, thanks for thanking for the wonderful message. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Joan. And, it really is about embracing that within yourself. I'm taking on a big dream, but a small dream is no less important. Maybe it's a dream of changing your health. Maybe it's a dream of, learning a new language or learning to cook a new dish. Whatever it is, there are no really small dreams, because each one builds on something else. So make sure that you are giving honor and treating as sacred even the smallest dream, even if it's, I want to be able to walk around the block, or, whatever it is, you have that. Never underestimate the power of any one dream to become one of those bricks in that foundation. The whole service was wonderful. Love to all. Oh, thank you so much. It is. You guys are amazing. I miss you so much.
We miss you.
And I'm determined to do you guys proud.
Yes.
You will.
And
There's not
Ayleen,
even a question. Not even a question.
I hold this light and
Yes.
it's been on for you the entire trip.
Thank you.
Wow.
And I have my light that you gave me. It was on my dash.
Great. There you go. Light up your path.
Yep.
That's right.
Oh, Marcia Shio, wonderful to see you all. We moved away from San Jose. Yep.
All right.
See you at Tony's.
Have an awesome and healthy day, everyone. Yes.
Thank you for.
Can I do the closing prayer?
Oh, wait a minute. Dottie wants to say something.
Thank you so much. I'm not on the screen because every time I move my head, I get dizzy and feel like I'm going to pass out. So I'm sitting here like a statue, enjoying everything. Thank you so very much.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. Thank you, Reverend
Thank you.
Dottie.
Okay, Annie, you wanted to, or somebody wanted to say something? I'm sorry.
Oh, Christine, Patty is
I was-
with you. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Patty, we love you.
Patty, we love you.
I was going to ask if I could do the closing prayer because I haven't done it in close to a year.
Let's have you do it. I think that's
Come on, girl.
wonderful.
Is
Guys
that
sending
okay?
love
Get
to Mama
on.
Boone.
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I've been on my own journey, as you all know. I moved up here almost a year ago, up to Oregon, and I still don't know what my dream is. I still don't know what my path is, except to re-find my health again, because I was up here for 6 months, and then I retired from the corporate world, and I've been working on regaining my health. But I'm back to singing, and I just want you all to know that I miss you. Sorry, I'm gonna cry. I miss you all so very, very much.
We love you, honey. We love you.
I love you all too. So I'm no longer your associate pastor, but you know, I'm still here and I still am part of the community, I hope. So let's just take a moment and know that we are all heading in the right direction, and let's close our eyes. Take a nice deep breath in, breathing in love, light, this joy of community and connection, and hold on to that for just a moment. And then let's breathe out. Let's breathe out everything that just appears to be a little bit not quite right in our lives. We don't need to hold on to that, just as we've been given that message all day long. And I'd like to say, dear Creator, dear Mother, Father, God, thank you so much for this day, and thank you for our lives. Thank you for this moment of community where we all can see each other, even those of us in Germany, those of us here in Oregon and New York, and wherever we may be, California, all the different towns. It doesn't matter where we are physically. What matters is that our spirits are one. We are together in love. And as we give thanks to the Creator for giving us this time, we know that each and every one of us is on a journey. And whether that journey is to find better health, that journey is to find success, that journey is to move on, it is all being led by Creator, and Creator is going to take us each to what is right and perfect for each and every one of us. Let us remember that when we sing one note, there's somebody singing another harmonic note. We are all flowing as one. We're all flowing in love. And I'm so grateful. And I say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for Creator for this moment and for this week and for this year and for this life, for everything. Thank you so much. And so it is. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Lovely.
Lovely. How beautiful. Thank you, Annie. And you are always a part of our community. You are woven in the West and the work.
Let's see. Might you do a show in Syracuse? If so, let us know. Absolutely.
And if you're ever in Oregon, look me up.
We'll see where the performances go.
Yeah. That's to everybody. My door is always open.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you all. What a blessing. And have an amazing day, my friends.
Thank you. Thank you so
Look
much.
forward into joy.
Brianna sending love.
Thank you everyone
Yay.
so much for being flexible and allowing us to have this community even though we're not in our building. And I don't know if we'll be back next week or not. It depends on, if we're all still sick, then we'll just have to do this again like this.
Yeah.
And
This works.
That'd be
Yeah.
okay for me.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm love you guys. I mean, you guys are wonderful. The way you all come together and support each other is wonderful, and I appreciate it very much. Okay,
Thank
so
you to everybody.
it's
Enjoy
time.
the rest of your Sunday. It was great to see you.
Before
A
was
great
it
day and a great week. Blessings to all for healing, and keep Gabrielle at ease. Okay.
Yes.
Stay cool, you guys.
Gabrielle just had a birthday.
Oh, Gabrielle just had a birthday this week.
Oh,
Happy birthday,
blessings to
Gabrielle.
her. Gotta get her
Happy
some birthday.
birthday. Yes.
Yeah, she's not giving up the how old she is, but that's okay. Or how young she is. She's really good. Yeah.
She's ageless.
You have a great
very
week too, Christine.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
All right,
Get
love.
better.
Bye.
Bye.